So let's have a quick recap as to what we have discussed yesterday. Okay, maybe it's a holiday weekend and people are busy. Could be that. Okay. Okay. So Majid says we have discussed about something called snapshot. Wonderful. Okay. So this snapshot view. Why would you see this? Why would you see this snapshot view? Can somebody tell me? In snapshot view, what all we can do it? What all we can do it? Can you please let me know? In snapshot view, what all can a person do, or what all a performance tester can do? Okay, so in the snapshot view, we can do certain things. We can look at the response. Okay, we can look at the response and uh, request. Okay, we can look at the request and response. Okay, so request and response for what? Whatever it is during recording, okay, and also during replay. Okay, you can look at the request response during replay, you can look at the request response during recording. Not only that, we can see the response in both views. One is page view and one is HTTP data view. Okay, this is extremely important, guys. Probably the most important thing for a performance tester is a snapshot view. Okay, so it will get a lot of information whenever you have issues, whenever you have so much things to debug. It's all possible using the snapshot view. Okay, I'm glad you have started with the snapshot view, the preview. Okay, so as we proceed in our classes, you will continuously see the snapshot view. Every time you have an error, every time you have to figure out something, it's all using the snapshot view we will do it. Okay, so there is an important concept called correlation. Again, that will also, you would be able to figure out, or we will be able to see it using the snapshot view. So this is probably a very important view, guys. So as we proceed further, we will look into the HTTP view. But yesterday, or the last class, we have looked into the page view. We have looked into the page view. Okay, then we have spoken about the output log. Okay, and in the output log, it's very important. Whenever you have issues, what would you do with the output log, or how would you want the log to be generated? Whenever you wanted to debug something, whenever there are some issues and you have to figure out the issues, so what would you do about your log? Can somebody tell me? Or how would you want the log to be generated? So it's one question, guys. Okay, you're not able to tell me that, it's fine, no issues. But let me ask you. So you wanted a certain log to be generated. Okay, you want to control the log, how my log should be generated. From where can we control this? In RTS. Wonderful. Okay, from RTS, you will be able to control how your log should be generated. Wonderful. Okay, and whenever there are issues, okay, in the controller from the RTS, you would want an extended log to be generated. Okay, extended log to be generated. And in the extended log, there are two ways. One is parameter substitution. Okay, one is parameter substitution, and the other one is data returned from the server. Okay, so whenever there are issues and you wanted to figure out what is the issues and what is the server giving it to me, or what is the log that server is giving it to me, you wanted to enable that option. That's something we have seen. Okay, not only this, we have looked into what do I say? We have executed. Okay, we have executed the script. Okay, mainly. How many ways we can execute, guys? How many ways we can execute? Okay, two ways. Can you please come out with those ways? First one, step by step, wonderful. Okay, so this is very, very powerful, especially with the starting of your careers. Okay, I would advise you to go step by step to clearly understand what is going on, and then continuous. We haven't demonstrated what a continuous execution looks like. All I was looking at is step by step. Okay, we'll spend some time with the step by step itself. Most of our scripts will do step by step so that you clearly understand what is going on. And continuous, whenever is required, I will show you. We'll go ahead and show it. I'll go ahead and show it. Okay. So certain things again I feel like I have to do a recap. Okay, show these things to you because there isn't too many responses. So I'll go ahead and show certain things to you again. Okay, and then we'll proceed with today's class. And yeah, we have discussed about the runtime viewer as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and discuss about the runtime viewer. Okay, first things first. Okay, so first things first. Is this the one that no. I just wanted to open the script. Okay, I think it's my second script is what I've demonstrated here. Okay, so you see what we have done last time around is we have recorded login piece of code into login, booking flight piece of code into booking flight, logout piece of code into logout, and cancel flight piece of code into the cancel flight. Okay, so this is a piece of code that we have created the last time around. Okay, now I don't want it to execute the cancel flight. We can do that from where we can stop the execution for cancel flight, guys. Or I didn't want it to execute cancel flight. So where can I control that? Should I delete it? Or is there another way or a meaningful way? Yeah, we can go to runtime settings, go to run logic, and take it away from here so that it will not be there. Okay, don't ever delete any action, it's not required. Okay, now okay, so what I wanted to show you again is the snapshot view, okay, and the run and then the log, the output log. Okay, so before I get into the snapshot view, let me show you the output log. So where can we drive how my output replay log should be generated? It should be from the runtime settings. Go to runtime settings, go to log, and you see there is a standard log wherein there is a standard log that is generated over here. When you select this option, standard log, there's standard log that is generated here. But while debugging the issues or while we are running in the VUGen, the good setting is extended log with the parameter substitution. And whenever there are errors and you wanted to figure out why there is a certain error, okay, then definitely this is an option. Okay, data returned by the server. Only when you select this option, you'll be able to figure out why there was an error or why there is an error. Okay, in the last class, I purposefully created an error and we went to data returned by the server and we figured out why there is an issue. Okay, we figured out why there is an issue. Okay, again, I will demonstrate that for you. Then I will go to the snapshot view. Okay, now I'm disabling the data returned by the server. Okay, so I'm purposefully creating an error. Okay, I'm not giving a username at all. Okay, you see, this is a piece of code for the logging in, and this is where you have given the username was Jojo. Okay, and password was B. This is what my script that got generated. So what I'm doing, I'm purposefully taking away the username. Okay, now the script is supposed to fail. Okay, the script is supposed to fail, and if the script is good or you have done it right, it will stop here itself. But I don't know whether the script has the capability, okay, to stop here at this point of time. Okay, because there is some additional coding required so that when there is an error, the script would stop then and there itself. Okay, I will add that additional piece of code at this point of time, but just for you, please ignore this step. Okay, okay, so whatever I'm doing now, just ignore it, guys. Okay, Okay, I've added some additional piece of code so that when there is an error, it will stop then and there itself. For you, it might not stop, guys, until you add this piece of code. Again, how we can add this piece of code, we will see that at the later point of time. It is not for today. Okay, so I'll spend 1 hour as to what this web range find or text checkpoint is, and why with the text checkpoint it is showing as failing, and why without the text checkpoint it's not showing as failing. We'll look into that, all that later. Okay, but right now I have empowered the script so that whenever there is an error, it will stop, or wherever there is an error, it will stop. Okay, or at least it's supposed to stop. Hang on, guys, I haven't started my server. Let me start my server. Okay, my script has stopped here. Okay, if I double click on that, it will clearly, okay, wherever there is an error, it will show in the red mark. Clearly it is saying that there is an error over here. Okay, I double clicked on it, it immediately went to the place where the script has failed. Definitely the script has failed here. But we know that we have purposefully created a situation wherein it will fail. Okay, I haven't entered the username. So it's supposed to fail over here, and it has failed over here. But since I purposefully created this, you right away know that there is you have not given the username, and that's why it is failed. But I'm just saying that I've given this script to you, and you wouldn't know that I haven't entered the username here. Now, understanding this or keeping this fact in mind, we need to now figure out the issue. What is the problem with this request, or what is the issue with this request? Okay, suppose that you don't know that there is no username here and all that. Okay, so you don't know, but just have given this script to you without telling you that I haven't given the username. Now you have executed the script, and the script is failing now. Okay, now you have to figure out the issue as to what the issue is. So the only way we can figure out is using the log here, guys. There's no other way. The only way we can figure out is using the log. Yeah, there are a couple of other ways. I'll show you that later. Okay, but right now, I'll tell you how to figure out the issue using this log. First of all, we know that the script has failed at line number 58. You see, we have to start looking at the log related to line number 58. We have to start looking at the log related to the line number 58, the output replay log. Yesterday, last class, we have understood how important this output replay log is. Okay, you see what is the log we have here? Web submit data of logging.pl_2 started, which means that this has started. Okay, web submit data of blah 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 has started. Okay, notifying parameter substitution, so there is some value that it has substituted. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. Okay, there is some value that is substituted, and it is saying that it is executing certain request, and that's about it. And immediately they said that there is an error. So there's nothing over here in the log which will tell me that there is an issue with the username. Nothing in the log which will tell me that there is an issue in the username. How can I figure out? That there is an issue in the username? Okay. Now, what I would do if I were you is go to the runtime settings. Then you say data returned by the server. Okay. Now, whatever is server field, when the server has took this request, when it is processed the request, it will generate the log. And in that log, it will clearly tell you why it is not able to process this request, or what is the issue with this request. It will clearly tell you and put that in the log. Now I'm saying that I wanted to look at that log. Again, I'm telling you guys, when this request goes to the server, server takes this request and it processes the request, and whatever is the issue with this request, it will create a certain log. Not only issue, as it is processing, it will create the log. Not only when it has an issue, as it is processing, it will create the log. You see, as the Vuegen is running the script, there is a log that is generated. Whether there is an issue or no issue, it will continue to generate the log. as to what is going on with the script. Okay, it's a continuous commentary. Like you went to a football game. Okay, not went to, you're watching a football game on the television. Okay, so as the match is going on, there is somebody in the background who will be continuously giving a commentary as to what's going on. Even though visually you can see what is going on the field, okay, or in the match, there is somebody who is reiterating as to what is going on, so that you have a better viewership, or you would have exactly what is going on. Okay, there might be some things in the game that you might not understand as to what is the background plan, what is the other person has planned, how they are about to go about. So but when there is a commentary and somebody telling you that, oh, that guy has stood on that place probably because of this plan. So yes, so the commentary will give you that extra knowledge or extra information about that game. Similarly, this log gives you some extra information about this execution, and it's very important to figure out the issues. Okay, so similarly, as I've told you, as the script is executing, there is a log. As the server is processing your request, the server also will give you that log. Now what you're telling, I want to look at that log as well. Whatever the server is giving out the log, I wanted to look at that log. That's what you're telling. Okay, so now let me replay this script again. Now not only the standard log will be given to you, but also the log generated by the server will also be given to you. Okay, now you see the log that you have is only so much. Okay, only so much. Okay, this is without the data written by the server. Okay, only so much. Hardly there are 7 lines. Hardly there are 7 lines of log. But what did I do now? I said data written by the server. I have enabled the data written by the server. Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. Now you see, for line number 58, this is all the log for line number 58. You see, this is all the log for line number 58. So it started from here all the way till, okay, let me copy this. Okay, I keep going down. So this is so much log now generated. You see that, because you're not only looking for the standard log, but also the data written by the server as well. Okay. Okay, so now you have close to 100 lines of log. You see, it started at 13 and all the way till 148. So close to 130 lines of log is generated. Okay, so it's not only the standard log, but the data written by the server. Now you carefully observe as to what is in the log, what it is saying. You need not have to understand each line, guys. You do not have to understand each line, but go on a high level if you keep going. Okay, somewhere you see clearly it is saying that what does it say? You see web. Okay, you see. Okay, I'm copying the W from there to here. It says web tools error, incorrect password. Okay, or what it is saying, the username password combination you have entered is incorrect. Okay, please double check your entry. If it is still does not work, you might need to re-register in our website. Thank you for your patience. This is what my server is telling. Now you know that, oh, there is an issue. Server is trying to process this request, but there seems to be some issue with either the username or the password. Okay, clearly it is saying that the username password combination you have entered is invalid. Maybe the server might not give you the exact error saying that, oh, there is no username, or the username field is blank. They might not give you that information, but at least it will give you a ballpark information as to what is going wrong. Now you right away know that there is something that you need to look on the username and password. Now right away what you will do, you will go to your request and see what is the username and password you have given, and then you say, oh, that's the username. So I am not even given the username. So that's the issue. So probably now you can fix this, and now you can rerun the script. There you go. The script has passed. Okay, so this is how you troubleshoot the issues, guys. Okay, again I'm telling you, this class is not just about record, replay, put some transaction points, put some checkpoints and all that. No. When there is an issue, you need to know how you need to figure out that issue. Okay, that's what will make you different from any other performance tester. Okay, only if you can solve your issues, then only the script will, then only your scripts will work. And this is the only way you can start. I gave you a ballpark idea as to how you have to approach an issue. When there is an issue, what is your approach? So the very first thing when there is an issue is immediately go to the runtime settings and enable this log, and then exactly wherever it has failed, okay, look at that log completely, put that into a notepad++ file and carefully observe the whole thing as to what server is telling. And when you're carefully observing, you need not have to understand each and every line, guys. I'm not good with XML. I'm telling you, this is all XML language. I'm not good with XML language, but at least I'm able to read these English sentences. Okay, this is English. Okay, try to figure out that whatever you can make sense out of it, start reading it. Whatever you cannot make sense out of it, you just ignore it. Clearly here it is saying Web2's error, incorrect password. Okay, so whenever there is an issue, I copy it into the whole log. I will copy and start searching with these keywords like error. Okay, keywords like error. Okay, and see if there is something which I can make out. You see, keep error. You see, then immediately or fail. So I'll search with these keywords and then see if there is anything around that keyword, which tells me about that issue or an error. Okay, or else I'll keep carefully observe each line and see what I can understand. Okay, and then I can clearly understand here that there is an issue here. Okay, then based on this issue, I'll go ahead and troubleshoot my issues or problems. So at least now you got the significance of this, guys, as to why it is so important that when there are issues, people immediately enable this part of the log. Is it clear to all of you, or this is all overwhelming? I'm just asking you guys. I want to hear from all of you guys, please. Okay, again I'm telling you, there is so much thought that goes into the training. It looks simple, guys, but I have to tell you, like, when is this topic good to tell you? There's so much thought which goes into it. If I teach the topic too early, then the whole subject becomes so complicated that you will lose the interest and the confidence. And if I teach the subject too late, maybe it will not be good enough at that point of time. So I have to carefully measure and see which topic, when I have to tell you and how I have to tell you and all that. So much thought process goes into it, and for that, I need your energy, guys. I mean, I need the responses from you to only, I don't want it to trouble you, but only wanted to gauge you all the time to see whether you are following me and how much you are following me, and so that I can evaluate myself all the time. Again, I don't want to trouble you, but this the way it works, the teaching, I mean, at least my method works is all the time I kind of evaluate. Okay, evaluate you, not in terms of like identifying fault with you, but when I evaluate you, when you give the responses, only then I can evaluate you. Okay, only when you give responses, right, the honest responses, then I will be able to evaluate you whether you are following or not, so that it gives me a chance to evaluate myself as to when I have introduced a particular topic. Did I introduce that particular topic at the right time, or did I introduce the topic too early, or did I introduce the topic too late? So if everything is boring to you, then I've introduced the topic too late. If I've introduced and everything is overwhelming to you, then I've introduced the topic too early. So all this I have to do at the back of my mind. Okay, and that happens only if you start giving the honest responses, saying that, oh, I didn't understand, or I didn't understand. Okay, maybe this could have been taught a little later. Maybe if you can tell me that, then it gives me an opportunity to in my mind as to what it is going on and how I can teach this subject to you and all that. Okay, so that's the only reason why I keep pushing for did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? That's the thing. Okay, otherwise there's no reason. Okay, now this is this one way. Okay, this is one way, but now I'll go ahead and disable it because there's too much log that generates. Okay, it will fill up your systems. Okay, now I disable that one. Okay, but when there is an issue, that's the first thing. And the second thing, okay, in the today's, this is still we are recapping everything. Okay, and in today's recap, now you understood, this data written by the server, extended log data written by the server. Now we'll go ahead and look at the snapshot view. Again, this is all we have discussed in the last class, guys. But this is very, very important topics, so I'm repeating it again. Okay, I'm repeating it again. Now, snapshot view. Okay, how the snapshot view works. First of all, the snapshot view is there in this pane. Okay, if this snapshot view is not available here, where will you go get it, guys? Where will you go get it? The snapshot view, if it's not available at the bottom. This is the standard question a lot of people ask me. Oh, for you nicely there is a snapshot view over here at the bottom. For me it's not there. Oh Kumar, what happened to my system? You can get it from here. You see, Snow Sharpnet pane. Or you can go to view and then click on snapshot view. Okay? The beauty about it, watch carefully. If I click on this space, empty space here, there is no snapshot view. Click on web add header, there is no snapshot view. Okay, now immediately as you click on this request, there is a snapshot view. Okay, so as I click on this request, there is a snapshot view. You see, this request belongs to what? This request belongs to login. This request belongs to login. I'm looking at the response of it. This snapshot view shows the response of this request. The snapshot view shows the response of this request. So this is while recording. You see, while recording there is a snapshot view. While recording, this is the response. Okay, when I send this request, this is the response I got from the server while recording. But I wanted to see what is during replay. Okay, during replay I have the same story. Okay, but what I will do, again, I'll take away the username. Okay. Okay, I'll execute the script now. I purposefully took away the username. It's supposed to fail and it has failed. It is supposed to fail and it has failed. So for this request, I look at the snapshot view. There's no view at all. Okay. For recording, there is a view. For replayback, there is a view now. Okay. So you see, now this is a login request, guys, which means that once you send this request to the server will allow you to log in, and this is the response. You see, okay, you've given the username while recording you have given the username as Jojo and password as Bean, and it has logged in. But while replaying back, I purposefully took away the Jojo and executed it. Let's see what is the screenshot while replaying back. Click on the replay back, and it is clearly seeing, you see, WebTours error, incorrect password. If the application was developed right, this is a sample application, do remember, guys, so it couldn't have developed well. If the application was developed well, probably it would have said, empty username or enter some username or something like that. But right now it is saying incorrect password. Okay, so the application is not properly developed. But at least you got right away the issue as to what is the issue. Okay, so see how snapshot view will help you to figure out some issues. Right away now you know that there is an issue with the data that you have given, either username or password. Now you can go ahead and give the right password and username. Okay. Now I'll give a username called test1. Please tell me, guys, will it pass or will it fail? I'll give a username called test1. Please tell me, will it pass or fail? Why it will fail? Why do you think it will fail? Oh, right. Maybe test1 might not be have registered. We don't even know. If it's registered, we don't know the password of test1 is Bean or not. Okay? We don't know that. So without doing all this, you entered a random username and password. Definitely the chances of it failing is right. But let's go ahead and see it with our own eyes. So whenever there is something failed, guys, the first place I would want you to start is when something is failed. Yeah, it is failed over here. I want you to start is the snapshot view. Okay, the first place where I want you to start is the snapshot view. Obviously the recording will be good because that's why it got recorded. If during recording there is an issue, then the script wouldn't have recorded. So definitely during the recording it's good. But during the replay is what I'm interested in. You see, you have entered the test 1, you have entered the password bean. It is clearly saying that the incorrect password. Definitely this combination is incorrect. Now you right away know that, oh, the script is good, whatever it is recorded is good, but there seems to be some issue with username and password, and this is what we call it as a data issue. Okay, it's not the script issue, but the data issue that you're providing. Okay, so maybe in my system, I have registered test 1, but the password is also test 1. Now you see it will pass. Oh, it still failed. Maybe it's not there, I believe, in that case. Yeah, test 1 is also not there in my system. Okay, so Jojo and Bean is the only one which we have. Okay, or what I will do, I'll register 1. I'm gone now. I'll register 1. Okay, I'll go to sign up. I'll register with test 1. Okay, now there is a test 1. Okay, now there is a test 1. I've registered with test 1. Now I'll go ahead and run this script. It's taking a little bit of time. It's going to a different port. I don't even know why that is taking so much time here. This is something else. This request, even though it's going to somewhere else, 192.168.1.11. It has nothing to do with our request. Okay, you see, the script has passed now. Okay, I've registered with test 1 and my script has passed. Okay, so so far it is clear, guys. Now you know how Snapshot View is helping you. Now you know how Snapshot View is helping you, guys, all of you. Okay, Snapshot View is very, very easy. That's the first place. If something goes wrong, that's the first place you look for in the Snapshot View. Then you start enabling the data returned by the server, and that's the second place that you look at. So these are the very, very important tools for troubleshooting, guys. What are the 2 tools? One is the Snapshot View and one is the output replay log with the data returned by the server. So these are the 2 things with which you can troubleshoot all your issues. 2 things with which you can troubleshoot all your issues. Again, now you are going out of the class, you can not only create the scripts. When there are issues, you have to figure out exactly where the issues are. And the tools that I've given you will certainly help you. Okay, so as we proceed further, when you start creating the scripts, you'll see a whole lot of issues, errors and all that. So I would want you to try these options. Okay, so every time you try, you become mature, you become experienced, you become very confident with the tool. Okay, and once you start solving your own issues, this is when your confidence will be sky high, guys. This is when you can start saying that I am a LoadRunner expert. This is what you can say that. This is when you can say that, I'm a LoadRunner expert. Until then, you just know LoadRunner. That's it. Okay. Well, so now we'll proceed further today. Okay. So I've executed this script. Okay. You see, I've executed this script. This is the continuous execution, guys. Whatever you're seeing now is a continuous execution. The whole script has executed. Okay. Now you see, the whole script has executed. You see, the whole script has executed. Earlier, okay, I was doing the continuous execution without even telling you what it is. But you see, this is a step-by-step execution, right? Which means that it will go ahead and execute script step-by-step. Okay, so this is a step-by-step execution. Okay, so it will going and now doing a booking flight, and then finally it is doing the logout. Okay, and then, so step-by-step, step-by-step, I have executed. Okay, now what I do is a continuous execution, which means that all the scripts, login, booking flight, logout, all of them will continuously execute. How do you do it? By using this replay button F5, or you go to replay and then click on that one. Okay, or if you're comfortable over here, I told you whatever you need, 90% of the times it is available on this bar. You never have to go anywhere else. Whatever is there, it's all available over here. So first hover over it. If you don't know what that symbol, hover over it and see what is that symbol. And whatever you need, it's not available over here. This is when you start searching elsewhere. This is when you start searching elsewhere. Okay? Go ahead and run it. Now everything, whatever you have done step by step, everything will be executed at once, and see how fast it got executed. Now, Kumar, you might say, Kumar, I don't even believe that all the actions are executed, all the 3 actions are executed in such a small time. You see, as soon as I click on run button, within no time, it is saying that it has executed. You see, hardly it took any time, and I can't believe that all these 3 actions are executed. That too, so much piece of code. In each action, there's so much piece of code. You see, so much piece of code. So how can you say that so much piece of code is executed in such a small time? Okay, yes, by looking at the log I can confidently tell. Now go to the log, it will tell you. You see, starting the action called action, okay, and it has executed everything, and you see ending the action called action. Now you see, starting the action called booking flights, starting the action called booking flight, okay, and that's the whole log, and ending of the action called booking flight. Starting of the action log out, ending of the action log out. So you see, the whole 3 actions are executed. This is the only proof. The output replay log is the proof that it has executed, that it got executed. Output replay log is the proof that it got executed. Okay? Fine. Kumar, it got executed, and it's also showing that it's a pass. Okay? You click on this replay runs, it is also showing as pass. Now hip hip hooray, we have created the scripts, we have introduced some issues, we have looked at the ways to troubleshoot the issues from the snapshot view and from the output replay log with the data written by the server. Now, now the script is passed. Good. But I'm telling you, what is the whole purpose of performance testing? Whole purpose of performance testing, okay, or PT. I start using the word PT going forward, guys. PT means what? Performance testing. What is the whole purpose, guys? What is the whole purpose? Why are we creating this script? Why are we going through this pain? What is that we wanted by the end of all this? I want to hear from all of you guys. Okay? Okay? What is that we wanted? Why are we creating the scripts? Or why are we applying this load and then creating the scripts? Okay, to create the scripts is to apply the load. But why are we applying the load? What is that we need by the end of it? Okay, yes. I was waiting for others. Response times. The whole purpose is to calculate the response times. So somebody said fast response times. As a performance tester, we cannot make the application fast or slow. Keep that in mind, guys. We can only see what is the performance. If it is fast, we'll tell it's fast. If it is slow, we'll tell slow. Okay, and eventually bottlenecks. I understand. I agree, Phil. Okay, but at this point of time, yeah, the first thing that we wanted to see is the response times. Okay, so again, now this based on the responses I got in the chat window, I would like to ask this question, because in some interviews they will ask you a question. As a performance tester, can you increase the performance of the application using LoadRunner? LR. LoadRunner. LR means LoadRunner, guys. LR means LoadRunner. Now, can you tell me, guys, using the tool called LoadRunner, can you increase the performance of the application as a performance tester? Okay. No, we cannot do it. We cannot do it. Okay. There is a speedometer, guys. Let's say there is a speedometer. Okay. With the speedometer, can you increase the speed of can you increase the performance of the car? No. Speedometer will just tell you how fast a particular vehicle is going, or how fast your motor bicycle is going, or how fast your car is going. That's about it. But it cannot increase or decrease the speed. If you wanted to improve the performance of that particular vehicle, you have to work with the engine of it, not the speedometer. Okay? Speedometer just shows you how fast a particular vehicle is going. That's it. But it cannot increase the performance of that particular vehicle. If you want to increase the performance of the vehicle, you have to play around with the engine of that vehicle. Okay? Similarly, the LoadRunner is just a tool to show you the performance of the application. Okay? Whether it is fast or slow, that's it. Whether it is fast or slow, it is just showing the performance of it. Okay? But it can certainly not make the application fast or slow. If you wanted to make the application fast or slow, then you have to work with the application itself. Okay, when I said work with the application, you work with the web server, app server, database server. Okay, you work with the web server, okay, app server, DB server, okay, or the code or the tables. Okay, so we have to work with all these factors, network. Okay, so in simple words, the application, you have to work with the application. Okay, so if you're working with the web server, app server, database server, or the code in which the app server is there, or the tables or the network, you have to work with all this. Or in simple words, people say that you work with the application. Okay, you work with the application so that you can improve the performance of the application. LoadRunner is just a tool to show you the performance of it. That's it. It will show you the performance of it. Okay, so now we are using the LoadRunner. Okay, what is the whole purpose? To get the response times. Now wonderfully I've created the scripts. I've created 3 actions. Okay, I have executed it, and you can clearly see that it is passed. But where is the performance? Where are we capturing the performance? I cannot see performance anywhere. Okay, I go to this, somewhere over here it is showing performance, you see? No. You see? Somewhere over here it is showing performance. No. Okay. You click on the test results. Okay. It will show you what is happened with each. This you see? This is the first action, second action, third action. It will show you what is happened with each one of them. Okay. So you see the response for each one of them. Okay. So you see. But nowhere it is showing where is the performance. Where is the performance? It is showing what is happening with the application clearly. Okay, but nowhere it is showing where is the performance. You go to the output replay log. You see, no, here also nowhere it is showing the performance. Nowhere it is showing the performance. So what is the point of creating this? What is the point of creating the script? There's no point creating the script because it's not even showing the performance. Okay, so now what we have to do? We have to enhance the script to capture the performance. Okay, we have to enhance the script to capture the performance. Okay, so before I proceed this, okay, let me note down something because I wanted to show you something here. Okay, so test results. This is something which I wanted to show. Okay, this is okay. This is I would say my question bank. Okay, any questions you have, I'll put, or any topics that I have to cover, I'll put it over here. Okay, just that I don't forget, I'm writing down. This is for my own purpose, guys. This is for my own purpose. You can ignore it. Okay, Ayo, you have to come little early. Ayo, some very, very important, nice topics you have missed. Okay, very, very important, nice topics you have missed, Ayo. Okay, anyways, I'll take a break now. So once I come back from the break, we'll look into this, enhancing the script to capture the performance of the application. Okay, so how to enhance it? It's a very, very small enhancement. Okay, but very important, very powerful. We'll do that, and we'll start looking at the response times. Okay, just take a 10 minutes break, guys. And today expect the class to go a little longer than expected because you see the first 20 minutes I've given you the recap because I didn't get the confidence from your responses. So I've given you a recap on the output replay log on the snapshot views. Okay, and going forward, those tools I'll use all the time, guys. Output replay log and the snapshot view. Whatever, wherever, whatever we have to do, it's through using those 2 tools, snapshot view and the output replay log. Okay, but anyways, so I'll come back and I'll start enhancing the scripts and I'll show you the test results and we'll proceed further and we'll start understanding other concepts. Okay, so thank you, guys. So take a break. Of you, I've started resuming the recording. Okay, so yes, guys, so before the break we thought of capturing the response times, or now the script doesn't have the capability to capture the response time, so we'll enhance the scripts to capture the performance of the application, or in other words, capture the response times. So we'll do that right now. It is simple, guys. So first of all, we need to figure out which piece of code belongs to what. Okay, when I said which piece of code belongs to what, this is what I meant. Okay, let me go to the plain layout now. Let me look at the login, then logout, then booking client. Okay, so you see here is the comment. Here is the comment. Okay. Here is the comment. Now here is the comment. You can clearly see that, and which means that, okay, first let's look at all the transactions that we have captured in each script. Okay, let me figure out what all the different business functionalities or this one which we captured in the script. Okay, so we have 3 actions. Okay, login action. Okay, so we have captured 2 things here. One is launch. Okay, one is launch transaction. Then we have captured the think time. Okay, then we have captured the think time. Then we have the login transaction we have captured here. Okay, so then we have the next script, which is next action, which is booking flight. Which is booking flight. Okay, which is booking flight, and we'll see what we have captured over here. Okay, so what we have captured here is click the flight. Okay, click the flight. So click the flight. Okay, then we have a think time. Okay, then we have select appropriate options for the flight. Okay, then we have think time. Okay, and finally find flight. So select the find flight. Okay, then we have a think time. Okay, and payment details. Finally, in the logout piece of code, all we have is just a logout. All we have is just a logout. Okay, so this is the logout action. Okay, all we have is the think time and logout. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can see this think time and then the comment logout. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we have, guys. This is what we have. So what we have to do is we have to capture the response times for this. We have to capture the response times for this. We have to capture the response times for this and this and this and this and this. For each and every functionality or the page flow, or in other words transaction, we have to capture the response times. We have to capture the response times. And these comments will play a huge role. These comments will play a huge role. Okay, these comments will play a huge role. You see, this is the comments. So before the comments, so you have that login comment. So you have a login transaction after the comment, and before the comment you have the launch transaction. So which means that this whole piece of code is for the logout. This whole piece of code is for the logout. And as we are executing, clearly we know that this web add headers has no certain implications. Okay, this web underscore URL is the main request which is sent to the server, for which you are getting the launch response. So out of this entire piece of code, okay, this is the main request. Using which you are getting the response for the launch. So what you can do is we can calculate the response times for this one. How can we do that? By wrapping around the transaction. So this is the piece of code for which you can wrap around the transaction, or you can wrap around the transaction for the entire thing as well. Okay, how? So watch carefully. What I will do, I'll start the transaction at the starting of it. You see, there's a start transaction. Okay, so you see, wait, that's what I'm showing you. Wrap around it. So you see, you put the start transaction around here. Okay, so you see, and this is the launch. Okay, so give a name to it. Is a launch transaction, and where it is ending, as you see over here. Okay, and you can end the transaction. You see, click on end transaction. And this is the same, we have started, you name the transaction as launch, and you are ending the transaction here, launch. Now it will capture how much time it has taken for this whole piece of code to execute. Okay, or simply out of this whole piece of code, these headers, while we are executing in the last class, I clearly told you, these headers will add certain thing to this request. But there is no significance of these headers. Yeah, in a way it should be there in the script, it should be there. But you see, as you are executing, nothing is sent to the server. Okay, the main thing that will be sent to the server is this request, and these headers will actually add to it. Okay, the headers will actually add to it. So instead of wrapping around the whole thing, what you can do is you can wrap around just this thing. Wrap around just this thing. Okay, now we're wrapped around this. Wrapped around this. Okay, this is our transaction. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now you see there is a login. There is a login here. Okay, and you realize that as you are executing, this is the main piece of code. Okay, so I'll start the transaction. I'll start the start transaction here. Again, click on this start transaction, or simply you can say, what is the shortcut for this start transaction, guys? What is the shortcut for the start transaction? What is the shortcut for the start transaction? I'm hovering over it. Now you tell me, look at it and tell me. Hovering over that start transaction, what is the shortcut? Control T. Okay, Control T is the start transaction. What is this? Login. Okay, and you know this whole piece of code is for the login. Okay, Control Shift T is for the end transaction. You hover over the end transaction. What is the shortcut for that? Control Shift key. And this is the name you have to give. You see, this is for the login. I have given the name called transaction name called login, and this is where you are ending login. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so as I proceed further, I'll purposefully create some errors in the script. Later on, we'll go ahead and look at those issues as well. Later on, we'll go ahead and look at those issues as well. Okay, later on, we'll go ahead and look at the issues as well. Okay. Hang on, this is my notes so that I can clearly explain. Okay, this is not for you guys, this is for me. Okay. 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 Now beautiful. Okay, so it's done, guys. So you put a launch transaction which will capture the response times for launch. You put a login transaction which will capture the response times for login. Okay, and then I'll go to the booking flights. Okay, so this is click on flight transaction. So this whole piece of code is for click on flight transaction. Okay, again, start transaction for it. Okay, so you can either use this one and click on it. Okay, or you use Control T, or you can simply start typing start transaction. The LR function for start transaction is what? LR underscore start underscore transaction. But I came this far, but I'm not able to remember what is that function. So what do I do, guys? I came this far, but I'm not able to complete the whole function. So what do I do? Okay, I want to hear from all of you guys. Control space. It will show you all the functions which starts with LR underscore start underscore TR and AS. So select one. And then what is the syntax of it? Double quotes. Okay, closing braces, and any function, any LR function or any instruction on the Vuegen ends with what? Any instruction on the Vuegen ends with what? Semicolon. Okay, and in these braces, in the double braces, what you have to give? The name of the transaction here. This is click on flight. Okay, give appropriate name. Click on flight button. Okay, this is what we are this is where we are clicking on flight button. Okay, and this whole piece of code is for the click on flight. How do I know this whole piece of code is for click on flight? Because I have the next comment over here, which is select appropriate option for the flight. So this piece of code is for selecting the appropriate options for the flight. So this whole piece of code is for click on flight. Okay, so this is where you end the transaction. Again, for ending the transaction, LR underscore end underscore control space, and then you say LR end transaction. And what is the syntax? Syntax is two things. Watch carefully, guys. Watch carefully here. First, you give the transaction name and the status of it. There are two arguments that you give. By the way, whatever the input that goes into the function, we call them as arguments. Okay, whatever the inputs that go into a LR function, we call them what? We call them what, guys? We call them what? Whatever the inputs that go. Okay, inputs that go that go inside or into an LR function, what do we call them as? What do we call them as? Can somebody tell me? Okay, argument. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. So in the interviews, you have to start using this language, guys. This is when people start thinking that you are a proper performance tester. Argument. Okay, here there are two arguments. How do I know there are two arguments? As soon as I select this, okay. So as soon as I double click on this, it is giving me the syntax. You see this clearly, it is giving me the syntax. What is saying? Okay, first is the transaction name you have to give, and the second is the status. With this, there is a comma. There is a comma. You can see this comma. Comma says that there are two arguments that you have to give. There are two arguments that you have to give. Okay, if you have any doubts, click on this function. Click anywhere on this function and press F1. Click anywhere on this function and press F1, and immediately it will give you all the information of that LR end function. And you see we are using the C language for our coding, and what it says, LR end function, there are two arguments. One is the transaction name and one is the status. What is that? One is the transaction name and one is the status. Don't even worry about all that. Once we introduce some C programming, then we'll start understanding all that. But for now, just understand that, okay, the transaction name I have to give and the status I have to give. If you have any doubt, click on the example. It will tell you in the example how to use it. You see LR end transaction, the transaction name and the status. Okay, the transaction name and the status. Transaction name you have to give in the double quotes. Comma means the second argument, you have to give the status. You have to give the status as LR pass or LR fail or LR auto. Okay, so this is how you can look it. As always, it ends with a as always an LR function ends with a semicolon. Well, it's not hard to understand, guys. LR end for transaction, it takes two arguments. One is the name. That name should be there in the double quotes, and one is the status. It need not have to be in the double quotes. It is either LR pass or LR fail or LR auto. I'll tell you later when I'm talking about error handling. I'll tell you how to look at LR pass or where you put this LR pass or LR fail and all that. Okay, but right now just understand that there are different statuses. Okay. So what is the syntax again, guys? Just the transaction name with the double quotes and the status. Okay, so let me do that. Let me go to this one and let me say, okay, so first you have one argument, then comma, then the second argument and the semicolon. My structure is built now. My bone structure is built. Now the first argument is the transaction name. The transaction name is what? The transaction name you have started with click on flight button. So you have to end with the same thing. Okay, click on flight button. Okay. And then second one, this should be in the double quotes, guys. As per the syntax, this should be in the double quotes. Can you please tell me? Should it be in the double quotes? Should it be in the double quotes? Okay. Should it be in the double quotes? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. But purposefully, I'm not putting it in the double quotes. Purposefully, I'm not putting in the double quotes. Let's see what happens if I don't put it in the double quotes. Then the status is either LR pass or LR fail or LR auto. Okay, whatever you have typed, if you have typed right, the color will change to blue. Okay, so what I will do, instead of capital O, I put a small o. Did you see the color changed? Did you see the color changed? No. Then definitely you have typed something wrong. And as I've told you, as I've been telling you, okay, C programming is case sensitive. Okay, case sensitive. Okay, sensitive. Okay, C programming is case sensitive, which means that instead of capital O, if you are using small o, it's gone. So I'll use the capital O. Now, watch carefully, guys. Watch carefully. Let me ask a question. We have how many transactions here in this whole script? The first transaction, second, then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. There are total 7 transactions. Okay, so far we have defined the transactions for what all? We have defined the transaction for launch, we have defined the transactions for login, we have defined the transactions for click on flight. We haven't defined the transactions for any of the others. Is this fair? Should I declare it or should I leave it? Because it's too much efforts for putting all of them. So I'm decided to leave all the other. I'm not defining it for others. So if I don't define for others, is this the right approach? Is this the right approach? There are total 7 transactions, but I have defined the transactions for only 3. For only 3. Okay. So is this right? Is this right? Is this right? Is this right? I've defined for only 3. I want to ask you, I want your opinion. Okay? No. Okay? So we have to define for all of them. Define for all of them. Okay? And when you're booking the flight, my client is only interested on the payment transaction. Let's assume my client is only interested in the payment transaction. He's saying that, oh, for the payment details, my response should be good. This is what he told me. Okay? So it doesn't mean that you capture only for the payment details, guys. Again, I'm telling you, okay, my client is only interested, or as a part of NFRs, he has only mentioned the payment details. He didn't mention about any of the other transactions which are there, which is find flight, select the appropriate options, click on the flight, or log out, or log in, or launch. He didn't even mention anything about any of these transactions. He just mentioned about the response times for payment details should be less than 2 seconds. Okay, this is what he said. He didn't mention anything about, he didn't mention this is less than, yes. So this is less than. He didn't mention anything about any other transactions. Okay, he didn't mention about any other transactions. Now, as a performance tester, I'm asking you, if you capture the response times of payment details, is it good enough? Because my client is only interested in that. So you capture the response times for only payment details, and you say that my job is done, my payment details are working fine, and then you close it like this. Or is it a good practice to capture the response times for every single transaction which happens in that business flow? When I said business flow, this entire thing is the business flow. This entire thing is a business flow, and there are 7 transactions are interested, but my client has in my NFR he made a mention of only payment details, nothing else. So now I'm telling you, now I'm asking you, do we need to capture the response times for all of them or not? I want your opinion, guys. I want your opinion. So Majid says yes, we need to capture. I want to hear from all of you, whether you say yes or no, but I wanted to hear. Wonderful. So most of them are saying yes, and I would say yes as well. Simple reason. Okay. Payment details is absolutely working fast. Okay. So it says the SLA is less than or equal to 2 seconds, but you got just 0.5 seconds, which means that my payment details are absolutely working fine. But let's say the selecting the appropriate options for the flight, it is taking 10 seconds, and you're not even capturing it. Now you're not even capturing that, and it is taking 10 seconds. Now you tell me what is the end user experience. Okay, he's able to do the launch fast, login fast, click on the flight fast, but here he finds there is a difficulty while selecting the appropriate options. He felt he has to wait for 10 seconds from the server to respond. Already he is disappointed. Then the other things have happened fast, but he's disappointed. Don't you think? Can he come to the payment details without doing all this? No, he cannot perform this transaction without doing all of that. And to come to this place, or to drop into this place, he has to go through the entire business process. And for them, when he can find the application is fast, when all of it is fast, this is when he feels that the application is fast. So you have to capture the response times for each and every transaction, and then you have to see it is less than the SLA. Then as a performance tester, you have done your job, or you've done the job perfectly well, or you're done what is expected out of you. Because the end user experience is when all the transactions are performing well, then the end user experience is good. So as a performance tester, even though the client has asked you just for one single response times for one single transaction, you're supposed to capture every single transaction which goes all the way to that transaction, or also every single transaction after that as well, so that you're capturing the response times for the whole business process. So that's important. So now I have defined the transaction for only 3. So now ideally I should go define it for the others as well. But I will skip that for now. I'll skip that for because the class is for teaching. I'll skip that. Okay, I'll skip that. Now for you as an assignment, today's assignment, you have to capture for all of them. But for me, I'm capturing only for 3 of them. I'm capturing only for 3 of them. So I've captured for 3 of them. There are several mistakes that I've purposefully created. I'll look at each and every issue very, very carefully. Okay. So Phil, have I answered your question? As I'm explaining, I see there is a question that you have typed. Okay. But Phil, have I answered your question? Yeah. Okay. But don't use the word request, because when you go to the HTML based script and URL based script, you see the difference between the transaction and a request. Okay. So Phil, there is a difference between transaction and request. Okay. At this point of time, maybe you will not understand what is the difference between a transaction and a request, but there is a certain difference. When we discuss about the HTML based script and URL based script, you will clearly understand the difference between the transaction and a request. Okay, Phil, are you with me? There is a difference, 100% difference. One transaction can have multiple requests. The difference is one transaction can have multiple requests. Okay. Okay. No, you have to, Shraddha, you have to figure it out. Okay. Nobody will give you the exact name. Based on the comments, you have to figure out that piece of code is belonging to what, and based on that you give a transaction name. Based on that you give a transaction name. This is the reason why the comments are extremely important. And in my previous class I've clearly tell you. Okay. No, LoadRunner will not understand whatever the comments, whatever the transaction names that you give. It will tell you that, oh, for login, there's so much transaction, so much response times it is giving. But instead of login, here you've said payment details. It will just say that payment details has taken so much time, but this piece of code is for login, not payment details. So whatever the name you give, LoadRunner will not understand. It just gives out saying that, oh, for this one, this is the name and this is the transaction response times. You, instead of login, you give payment details, it will say that payment details has taken so much time. But you know this piece of code is for not payment details, for login. So you have to appropriately name it. If you want to appropriately name it, you need to know what it is. You have to give the proper comments. Whatever, LoadRunner will not understand all of this. Whatever the name you give, it will give you that response times for that name is so and so. Instead of login, if I give Kumar, it will say the response times for Kumar is so much. Okay, but what, as a performance tester, what is that Kumar? I don't even know what is that Kumar. What am I capturing for? This is for login. So give appropriate name. So instead of Kumar, you can give it. Yeah, any comment, any name you can give. But what is that you wanted from the system is important. Now it says Kumar has taken 3 seconds. But what will I do with that 3 seconds? I don't even know what Kumar is. Yeah, anything. For anything it's applicable. Okay. Yes, that's what it's applicable. Yes. Okay. But instead of login, if I say Kumar, is that of any sense, Shraddha? It will not give me any sense. Now report, I will look at the report. It says for Kumar the response times is 3 seconds. Now what will I do it? For login the response is 3 seconds. Then I understand. Oh, for logging in it is taking 3 seconds. Okay. So if you put right comments and you put right transaction names, then you will have the right results, or you will make sense out of the results. Okay, Shraddha, is it clear? Yeah. So there's wonderful things that I have to tell you guys. First, let me compile it. I'll come to that one by one, Phil. There's a lot of classes. Okay, definitely what you asked is meaningful, but I don't want it to introduce at this point of time. We'll come to that. Okay. Okay. So first, okay, naming standards, so that I don't understand, I don't forget. Okay. Now, okay, so before I execute any script, the best thing to do is, okay, what is the best thing to do before I execute? Okay, typically before you execute the the first thing to do is to compile the script. Okay, why do we compile the script? Why do we compile the script? To make sure there are no syntax errors. Okay, everybody understands by the word syntax errors, guys? Last class I have told you what is syntax errors. Everybody understands by the word syntax errors? Yeah, all of you, especially Melly, Majid, okay, Mekuria. I hope Mekuria is attending the class. No, he isn't. Okay, so syntax errors you understand, right? So wonderful. So now first thing to before executing, you have to compile the script. Let me compile the script. Okay, immediately there is an issue. Immediately there is an issue. Double click on that. Double click on that. So double click on that. It went to line number 24, and you see it says that it cannot identify what is this. It cannot identify what is this. That's what it said, right? That's what it said, right? Where are those? Okay, you see errors. Let me see if I can somehow. I need to put it over here. Okay, the output log as well. I need to drop it. Somehow this output log and this one is coming out. Okay, this here. Okay, so now hang on, guys. I messed up the whole layout. Just give me one moment. Okay, so let me first add the output log. Okay, then I will add the snapshot. Okay, somehow this layout has been. How can I hang on, guys, 1 second. So this is just disturbing for me. So what I do like this, if I do like this, no, this is not working out. Okay, this works out. Okay, wonderful. Now I wanted what? I have a snapshot view. I want the output replay log. I want the errors. Okay, view. There is this errors. I think it will be there in the debugs. Where is this error? Errors. Yeah, errors. And that I need it in between. Okay. So wonderful, guys. So everything is settled. Okay, I have fixed the layout. Okay. So you see here there are errors as soon as I compile the script. Okay. You see there seems to be an error. If I wanted to go over there, just double click on it. I'll go to that piece of code. You see clearly they're saying that there is an error. And you see, usually if you look at the syntax of it, okay, let me go look at the syntax of it. If I wanted to know more information on this function, click anywhere on this function and press F1. It will give you the entire story of it. Okay, it has two arguments. One is the transaction name and one is the status. So in my script, did I put two arguments? Yes, the transaction name and the status. So at least the argument wise there is no issue. Okay, but let me look at the example to clearly see how these two arguments should be given. Okay, let me look at the example. Okay, you see LRN transaction. The argument should be in the double quotes. The transaction name should be in the double quotes and the status should be normal. It should not be in the double quotes. Let me see what I have done. No, the transaction name, I didn't put it in the double quotes. Okay, this seems to be good. Because I don't need the double quotes on that. Okay, so but there seems to be an issue with this one. Double quotes should be there. So let me put the double quotes. Now I'll compile it again. You see, there's no errors detected. So some issues. Okay, what is the conclusion I can do now? Watch carefully, guys. What is the conclusion I can do? Some errors. Why I said some errors, I'll tell you later. Some errors I can figure out while after compilation. Okay, some errors as soon as I compile it, I'll be able to figure out those. Okay, some errors I can figure out after the compilation, or as soon as I compile it, I'll be able to figure out some errors, or I will be able to get the errors. Okay. Okay. Now the second one. Okay, there are more errors. Okay, After some errors only after executing I will know it. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, now you see compilation is passed. You see compiling is passed. There is no errors detected, but it doesn't mean that there are no errors in the script at all. Okay, only after execution I'll 100% know that there are no errors. Okay, now you see I'll play back the script. Okay, now you see there are errors. Okay, now some errors you will figure out after the script has been executed. Okay, after the script has been executed, and I wanted to see what is that error. Go for the red marks. You see error, fail to end the transaction, click on the flight button. You see, double click on that, and what it is saying, fail to end the transaction. It has failed to end this transaction. And there seems to be some other error here. Okay, user started the transaction, click on flight, but did not reach the corresponding end transaction. There are two errors it is showing. Double click on that, it will not going anywhere. But what it is saying, it has started a transaction called click on flight, but it never ended. And there's one more error over here. It is saying that it is not able to end the transaction. So let me copy this both errors side by side and let's see what has happened. Okay, and let's see what has happened. We are not done with these conclusions, guys. Okay, we'll look into this conclusion very carefully. Okay, we are not done with this conclusion. There are three conclusions to make. First conclusion we have made. Okay, now the second conclusion. Okay, let me look at these two errors. I'll paste it side by side. Now you tell me what could have happened. I paste it side by side. Now you tell me what could have happened. Okay, there are two errors, total two errors I got, guys. There are total two errors I got. Let me wrap it so that I'll be able to see the entire text word wrap. Okay, now you see there are two errors I got. So this is the first error and this is the second error. Can you please read out these errors and tell me what could have happened? Read out these errors and tell me what could have happened. Okay. Yeah, somebody is close. I want to hear from all of you. First error, okay. Okay, first error is this one or that one? Okay, first error is this one. It is not able to end this transaction called click on flight. And sorry, it was not able to end it. And the second error is it is not able to reach the corresponding end transaction for this. You see, it has started a transaction called blah blah blah, but it couldn't end this transaction. Okay, it couldn't find the corresponding end transaction for this. And the second thing is it is not able to end this transaction. So what it is seeing, what is the conclusion we can make, guys? What is the conclusion? So watch carefully, guys. It couldn't end this transaction because there is no start transaction for this. And the second thing is it could start this transaction, but it couldn't find the corresponding end transaction for this, which means that VUgen is treating these two transactions as separate. So what VUgen is telling me is, I've started this transaction all right, but I couldn't find the corresponding end transaction for this. And what it is saying over here, it couldn't end this transaction because there is no corresponding start transaction for this. So what it is saying is, my VUgen, these are two different transactions. There are two different transactions. Why it is two different transactions? Because VUgen is case sensitive. If you watch carefully, it is a capital C here, it is a small c. It is a capital F, it is a small f. It is a capital B, it is a small b. This is the reason why it is treated this as one transaction. It is treated this as a completely different transaction, and this is the reason why it couldn't find the corresponding start transaction for this, and it couldn't find the corresponding end transaction for this. So this is the reason why it is extremely important you copy and paste it like this. Just copy and paste it like this so that you don't make these silly mistakes. Okay, otherwise it's such a pain in the neck. Okay, copy and paste it always. Or there is a better way to do it. Watch carefully. Okay, Control T. This is for select appropriate options, right? I'll say appropriate options. Okay. Now what you do is this is the end. This is where the end should be, right? Control Shift T, and you just say Control Space. You just say Control Space. It will show you all the transactions that you have started. Before this, you can just select which transaction you wanted to stop. Double click on that, and you have stopped that transaction. Okay, you have stopped that transaction. That's it. Okay. Instead of small o, if I put a capital O, that will be fine. Okay. So what you can do, Control Space, it will show you all the transactions you selected. So never type it, guys. Never type it. Just go there, put your cursor in the double quotes, and just say Control Space. It will show you all the transactions selected, so that you will never face this second issue that I have faced. You will never face the second issue that I have faced. So that's a good way to do it, so that you will never get into that kind of issues. Okay. So what is the second conclusion there we can make? Some errors we can only figure out. Some errors my compiler will not catch. Okay. So you will figure out only after execution. Only after execution. Okay. Some errors, as soon as I compile it, my compiler will catch it. And then I'll be able to figure out that. I'll be able to figure out the error, and smart enough solve that error as well. But some errors my compiler will not be able to catch it, so you'll have to figure out after the execution is done and solve it. Okay, solve it. Okay, and then third one. Okay, the third one is related to the common sense. The third issue is related to common sense. Okay. Okay, so before I go to the third one, let me see what people are saying. Yeah. So Majid, you wanted to say something, because I'm not able to understand. I mean, what you are willing to tell me. Or what you're planning to tell me. Okay. Yeah, the last one you're saying, yeah, the last one is the logical error, which belongs to the common sense. Yes. Okay. Now watch carefully, guys. Watch carefully. Okay. So before I proceed further, what should be the typical think times, guys? Industry standard think time? 10 seconds. Let me change it to 10 seconds. That is not the think time Shraddha, that's the SLS, typical SLS. Okay. Okay. Now, so there is one thing I will ask you guys. Yesterday, I think in my last class I have demonstrated, when I am replaying, it is supposed to wait at the think time. Okay, so Majid, I'll take that question little later. Okay, so little later I'll take that question, certainly Majid. But you know, there is a very, very important concept I'm telling you. Okay, so very important concept I'm telling you. Okay, so guys, I'm executing the script. Okay, I'm executing the script. Okay, it is supposed to wait here for 10 seconds, but if I execute it, it immediately going forward, but it is supposed to wait here for 10 seconds. Why is it not waiting there for 10 seconds? Why is it not waiting there for 10 seconds? Can somebody tell me? Why is it not waiting there for 10 seconds? Why is it not waiting for 10 seconds? I think we have discussed this in the last class. Okay, Majid says it's probably the argument. Okay, I think everybody should be able to answer this. Yes, from the runtime settings. Runtime settings in the think time, you said ignore think time. Did I mention this in the last class, guys? Did I mention this in the last class? Did we mention this? Yeah, I'm just asking you. Yeah. Okay. Since we said ignore think time, it is just going ahead and ignoring it. It's just going ahead and ignoring it. It's just going ahead and ignoring it. So this is a think time. Okay. It is a think time between two different actions. We have already understood that. Okay. During the workload modeling, during all that, we have understood that there should be a think time between two different transactions. And while recording, my region automatically captures it. But while playing back, it is not waiting for 10 seconds because you said to ignore it. Okay, now I'll go ahead and execute. You will clearly see that it will wait for 10 seconds. It will clearly see that it will wait for 10 seconds. You see, it is waiting for 10 seconds now. And after 10 seconds, you see, even in the log, it is clearly saying that it is waiting for 10 seconds. Now, after 10 seconds, it will go ahead and execute the next piece of code. Wonderful. Okay, that point is established. So let me go to the runtime settings and ignore the think time. Okay, for now. Okay. Let's go ahead and run it. You have it in you to listen for 5 more minutes, guys, or let's call it here. Maybe in the next class we'll continue from here. I just wanted to ask you. Let's call it off, or 10 more minutes if you give me. There is a very, very important topic that I wanted to cover. Okay, because I've also written it in my notes. But again, it's up to you. If you cannot concentrate, there is no point. Yeah. Okay. So continue, right? So let me cover this think time, and these two things I'll cover later. Okay. Let's get it done in 5 minutes. Okay. Now I've executed. Okay. Kumar, show me where can I look at the transaction times. Earlier when you have executed, okay, we have looked at everywhere. I was not able to look, or my script was not giving out the transaction response times. Now you told me that we have enhanced the scripts. Now you show me where can I look at the response times. You see from the output replay log. Clearly it is showing that the launch transaction has started and the launch transaction ended with the pass. And what is the time? 0.16. It just took less than 0.2 seconds to log in. Okay, you define the transaction for start. So you see start transaction has started, and how much time it has taken? 0.09. Wow. Click on flight, how much time it has taken? 0.15. So like this, appropriate options, selecting of appropriate options, 0.09. So application is pretty fast. Okay, this is where you can look at. You can look at. Okay, good question. So I will write that in the question bank. I'll write down in the question bank. We'll cover that as a part of the next class. Okay, so Majid, you see I've written down your question. Okay, I'll certainly cover that. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Okay, now okay, it's all good. It's very, very less. Okay, the response times for launch, login and all that, it's very, very less. Okay, so can we make a note out of? Okay, I'll cover this in the last class, guys. I will not be able to complete it in 5 minutes. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, there are very, very interesting things that we need to cover. Okay, so there is test results that we have to cover. There is think time that we have to cover. Okay, this is my notes, guys, so that I don't forget. Okay. So in the next class, when we start with all that. We'll clear everything which is there in the question bank, and then we'll go. So what is the assignment for today? Okay, that's the important thing, right? What is the assignment for today? So Phil, what you said is absolutely right. Phil, what you said is absolutely right. We cannot have a think time inside the wrapped around the transaction. So that is the main thing that I was trying to cover today. But certain people are. I mean, we have extended over the class already 20 minutes. So I don't want to cover. So in the next class, we'll make sure that the think time will be kept outside. Okay, that's the point that I was coming to. Okay, actually today in my question bank, you see think time wrap transaction. That's what I was. So I purposefully put the issues, and then I will cover it. And that's the third conclusion which I wanted to make honestly. But now I'll not be able to do that because we don't have time. So in the next class, which is okay, so I'll talk about the next class as well. First, let me give the assignment. Then I'll go to the next class. Okay, assignment. Okay, you would have already recorded. Okay, booking flight, right? You had already recorded the booking flight script. Now insert the transactions. I won't even tell you how many transactions you are supposed to insert. You figure out how many transactions. Okay, you figure out how many transactions you have to include, and how you want it to include also, it's up to you. Okay, so and the names of the transactions also, it's up to you. So you insert and you send the script to me. You play back, you capture the response times, and you show the results to me. What is that? You record the, if you would have recorded the booking flight script if you have done my last assignment. Else go ahead and record it. It's just a 5-10 minute job. Insert the transactions, show me the results. Okay, you decide how many transactions, you decide the transaction names. I'm nobody to tell you. Okay, so that's the assignment. Next class. Do we have a class tomorrow? Yes. Okay, it's a weekend class. Okay, it's a weekend class. What is the agenda? We will go through the test plan. We have stopped halfway through in the last class, the test plan thing. We'll complete the test plan. That's the agenda for tomorrow. And the regular classes will start on the regular timings, which is Tuesday mornings for Indian students. Okay, and Monday evening for US students. Okay, this is the regular classes. Okay, regular classes. So weekend class, okay, tomorrow, yes, we have. And what is the weekend class schedule looks like? That is Sunday morning, 8 a.m. for Indian students. Okay, and for US students, it is Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. EST. Based on that, now you can do your calculations in your time zone. Okay, for US students. Okay, so this is the agenda, guys. This is the weekend class agenda. Okay, and weekend class timings. So after this weekend, in the next weekend, we'll talk about web services, guys. So next weekend is extremely important. This weekend is just a test plan. Whoever is interested can come, and the regular classes will class regular timings and all that. You need not have to worry about it. Okay, so I've given you the assignment, and also I've given you the assignment, and also I've given you the weekend class schedule and all that as well. Okay, so please make time to attend. I'm doing that. I'm taking the classes on the weekend, putting that extra efforts only that you can benefit from this, and you will be able to confidently talk about certain topics in the interviews. Okay, again I'm telling you guys, so if you listen to what's taught in the class, most of the interview questions will be covered. Okay, we cannot always speculate all the interview questions, but most of the interview questions. Yeah, weekend classes also I'm recording and I'm sending it. Okay, yeah, Phil, yes. Probably you could have gotten the recorded video of the last weekend class. Okay, if not, let me know. I'm sending you the recorded videos of, or my team is working behind the scenes to send you the recorded videos as well. Okay, this is what it is. Let me save this as a running notes. And anybody has any questions, they can stay back, guys. Okay, others, we are done with the class. And Majid, please stay back. I wanted to figure out why you are not able to zip the folder. It seemed, I thought it was straightforward. Majid, you have like 10 minutes of time. Okay, hang on. Let me store this. 11. And anybody has submitted any assignments, or you're waiting for me to solve it? Anybody? Because in the last class I haven't given any assignments, if I believe correctly. Yeah. Okay. So I've stored that on the desktop. Hang on. Let me see. So Majid, I'm making you as a presenter. Okay. Show me a script to you. Show your screen to me. Others can leave. If you want, you can stay back always. You're always welcome. But that's just a zipping issue he has. He's not able to zip the folder. So I'm helping him out. Okay. but that's about it. But if you wanted to stay back, yeah, you're more than welcome. There's no issues with that. Okay, so class notes, I'll put it over here. So Majid, I made you as a presenter. Show the screen to me so that I'll be able to figure out what is the issue. Okay, Majid, are you there? You can speak up. We are not able to see the screen yet. Majid, brother, can you unmute yourself and speak so that I'll be able to solve your issue? Fine, not an issue, type it, but at least show your screen to me. Susie, thank you.
Hi, Kumar.
Hey, Susie, what's up?
How are you? Good. I have a personal question. I'll call you later.
Are you gonna call me later? Okay, fine. Yeah, just give me 5 minutes. I'll take care of the issue of some issues related to which Majid is facing. Then I'll
Sure.
just talk to you. Okay, sounds good.
Sure. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye. So Majid, are you there, brother? Can you at least chat? Or you can do a WhatsApp call. And can you? I made you as a presenter. All you have to do is share your screen. That's it. Yeah. So can you share your screen? Or finding it hard to figure out where can you have to go to that go-to meeting. There you will be able to find. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Now go to first figure out where is the script. Save it on the desktop or something like that. Okay. I wanted to see where is the script. Where is the script? Okay, that should not be the script. That's not what the script is. It should be a folder. It's not a file. So you're not going to the right path. Okay. You see, it just opened. Open the solution. Okay. Now let me figure out where is the script. Go to the ViewGen. That's a solution. That's a solution. That's not a script. Okay. So go to the ViewGen. Don't double click on it. Don't do that again and again. Okay. Just open the script. Okay. Now wherever you see that script where it says HTTP, web HTTP, HTML, assignment, whatever, select one of them. Yeah, 3, right? Okay. On the left hand corner, on the Solution Explorer, do you see the script name? Assignment 3? Yeah, right click on that and say properties. No, not on the actions. Don't right click on the actions. Right click on the script. Yeah. And you say go to properties. The last option. Okay. And you see there is a pane which came at the right. Yeah, pull it to your left. Okay. Look at the location. That's where the script is. Can you see the location? That's where your script is. Can you copy the location? The last but 3. Yeah, that's the location where the script is. Okay. Can you copy that location? Control C. Windows R. Can you type Windows R from your keyboard? Or type run at the bottom. Yeah. Now you copy that folder there. No. Just copy that folder. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, copy that folder name over there. There you say. Okay. Now you say okay. You see, this is where the script is. Okay. Now click on scripts. On the folder, you have to go one step forward. That's not it. That's not what it is. You go one step forward. No. Go one step backward. No. You see, where is the script? This PC documents ViewGen scripts, right? Click on scripts. On the top. Keep going up. On the right. Keep going up. Oh, you went to some other script. Okay, now we are in the scripts. Yes. This is where I want you to be. Okay, you see that's the script. Web HTTP HTML assignment 3. That's the script. Can you see that? Okay, now right click on that. Assignment 3. Right click on that. No, not on that. On the right hand side, you see the assignments, right? Right hand side. You see, you have selected that web HTTP HTML assignment 3. Right click on that. Yeah, that's the script that I'm talking about. Right click. Now you say send to folder. Yeah, now you say compress zip folder. Okay, now that is what I want you to send. Got it? Okay, so you have to first figure out where is the script location. Again, I'm telling you, go to the script again. Go to the Vuegen script. On the Vuegen, open the Vuegen, which is there at the bottom. Click on the Vuegen. Don't worry about it. That's what you are supposed to send. Okay, so Kodi is probably, I don't know, like, maybe you have some zipper you have with which it is zipping. Later on we'll look into it, but first we'll review what we have done. Okay, so go to the Vuegen. At the bottom on the taskbar you have the Vuegen open. Click on that. On the bottom bar there is Vuegen already opened. Majid, can you open that? Already the Vuegen is open. Why you are opening again? Okay, yeah, it is already open at the bottom. Yeah, why don't you go there? Don't worry about the Kodi, forget it. I'll talk about that later. Maybe Kodi is a zipping thing. I think I'll be able to unzip it, not an issue. Okay, first I want you to understand what to zip. Later on we will figure out how to zip. Okay, so go to the script. Just say cancel. Just say cancel. Yeah, first go to the Vuegen which is there at the bottom. Yeah, open that please. Yeah. So first you go to the script, right click on the script. Okay, right click on the script. On the Solution Explorer you have the script name, right? On the Solution Explorer on the left hand side you have the script name, right? No. On the Solution Explorer on the left hand side you have the script name. Yeah, the script name. Where is the script name? What is the script name? Yeah, that is the script name. Right click on that and go to properties. Yeah, so on the right hand side you get the properties and you will decide. Now you know what is the location of the script. Now can you tell me what is the location of the script? It is C users Agibi Majid documents Vuegen scripts. That is the folder, not the entire thing. Until scripts, that's the folder. Okay, you see the folder is where C users Agibi Majid document and Vuegen and scripts. Can you go to that folder? C uses Agibi Majid documents, Vuegen and scripts. Okay, you copy only all the way till scripts, not the entire thing, not the entire thing, only till scripts. Yeah, now you have to go to that folder. Okay, so that you will see the script called web HTTP HTML assignments. Can you go there? Okay, now we are already there. Yeah, so now you have the scripts. You have to figure out which folder it is and zip it appropriately. Okay, so what you're seeing is that double click on that web HTTP HTML assignment 3. Double click on that. It should be a folder, not a file. Can you double click on that? As just now we have seen the script, right? Not the folder. Without you speaking to me, it's very hard. Let me call you. So I'm calling you, Majid. It's okay, but we need to figure out the issue, right? Majid, I'm calling you. Can you lift the phone? Or we'll figure out some other time to solve this. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Now you double click on that one. Web HTTP HTML assignment 3. Shraddha, I'll talk to you once I'm done with Majid. Shraddha. Okay? So Majid, Majid, just I've sent you the link from there. Click on that. And also I'll sending you a YouTube video using which you'll be able to know. Okay, I'm sending you a link using YouTube link using which how to install this WebTool server. Okay, if you still face issues, watch the video, download it and install it. And if you're still facing the issue, let me know. Okay, I've sent you two links. One is from where you can download and the second one is how to download. There's a video. Okay, just go ahead and do it. Let's see how it works. Okay, yeah. So Shraddha, I'm ready to take your question. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, sir. Actually, yesterday's script means previous script. I mailed you my questions. So regarding that, when I do step-by-step process, then I'm not means my script is getting failed. And when I do replay in one go, then it was passed. So your answer was it should not happen like this.
Okay.
So I wanted to show you.
Okay, let me show you. Let me make you as a presenter. Okay, I made you as a presenter.
Yeah.
Shraddha. You can go ahead and share your screen. Just give me one moment while you're sharing. I'll be back. Okay, quickly do it. Let's do it. Okay, So where it is failing, first quickly show me that.
You see, this is my script, booking flight script. So when I click run step by step,
Yeah.
are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Uh,
So step by step it is failing, continuously it is passing. That's what you're telling me, right?
yeah.
So why that's an Amazon and all that. You don't need that actually. Those are coming from the
Yeah, actually, that was the question. Means why I'm getting all these things? How can
plugins.
I
You have the
remove it?
plugins. You have the plugins. You have to uninstall all those plugins and then extensions and all that.
So what to do about that?
You see, that has Amazon. It has. You have lot of Amazon. You do a lot of Amazon shopping, maybe.
Yeah,
So with step by step, it is failing and continuous, it is passing. That's what you're telling me, right?
yeah, yeah. See, now I'm not able to see any page in Run Viewer.
Okay.
So
Go ahead, run it. No,
nothing is going to happen.
no. Click on that run. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like
Correlation
this.
is not.
Means you have reached this
Hang
page.
on, hang on, hang on.
Sorry.
Correlation is not done. Correlation is not done. So just stop it. Let's correlate and even in continuous execution it will fail, but you're not able to see it. That's it. Okay. You have to do the
No.
correlation.
In continuous execution, my script is getting passed.
Now also it will pass. You just say keep saying continue doing the step by step. Finally it will show as pass. Continue. Keep doing the step by step execution. Na? Keep doing the step by step execution until it's done.
But now,
Hang
no,
on.
I'm getting this.
Yeah. Hang on. Go ahead. Do the step by step execution. Right. Continue to
Okay,
do
I'm
that.
pressing F10.
No, it's not working because your F10 is pressed on runtime viewer. Go ahead and click on that. Yeah. Keep pressing on that. Keep pressing tap. जल्दी जल्दी करो. Finally script बोलता है कि yeah it is passed, but internally now you know it's not passed.
Oh, okay. Actually, I didn't press that again and again.
Yeah. So continuous में जो step by step में होता है वही continuous में होता है, लेकिन continuous में आप you are not noticing it. That's it.
अच्छा, okay.
ओके सो वो इश्यू हमको फिगर आउट करना है, वो कोरिलेशन का इश्यू है. सो एक बार डिजाइन स्टूडियो पे डिफॉल्ट या डिजाइन स्टूडियो पे करके कोरिलेट कर दो वो सेशन आईडी को, हो जाएगा. या just go ahead and correlate that one, the first one. Yeah, now you do a step by step.
तो ये कोरिलेट क्या कुछ भी कर सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं वो पूरा बताऊंगा ना, वो 2-3 दिन लगेगा.
अच्छा,
लेट्स नॉट जंप द थिंग. वो जो हल्लू से जाएंगे, बहुत है सीखने के लिए.
ओके, तो ये हो गया.
हाँ, अभी ओनली कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन द इश्यू. एक मिनट, जब ऐसा आप करते रहो, मैं मधु స్వామి ఓకే స్వామి ఇప్పుడు వస్తావా స్వామి? చేయాలా 2 minutes లో వస్తావా?
See sir, I'm getting this error again.
Okay. Yeah. జూన్ కదా స్వామి, ఎప్పుడైనా నవంబర్లోనే ఇస్తాం కదా. ఓ అట్లా అంటున్నావా? సరే స్వామి, ఇద్దాం. ఓకే సార్ 2 సార్లు ఇవ్వాలా? జూన్ టు వాడినాక ఇస్తామా, ఇచ్చినాక వాడతానా? సరే స్వామి, వచ్చేసి. ఓకే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కరో. Continue the execution. No. Continue the execution. There seems to be an issue.
कंटिन्यू में तो सर पहले हो गया था ना, अभी ये वाली पेज आ
वैसे
रहा है.
हो रहा है. I think script corrupt हो गया है. वो पूरा script है. I think the whole thing needs to be executed at once. वो नहीं हो रहा है आपके पास. Okay, stop the execution. Let me have a look at the script. क्या हो रहा है? Why it is part ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? Okay, so typically तो होना चाहिए. ओके सो एक काम करते हैं, रीजनरेट करते हैं स्क्रिप्ट को, एक बार रीजनरेट करो, ऑन द टॉप इट विल बी देयर, हाँ रीजनरेट में क्लिक करो।
अभी ये बुकिंग समरी जनरेट हो रहा है। ओके
let me control the thing. Okay, let me request for the keyboard and all that. If you get any request for controlling the keyboard and all that, you tell me. Okay, अभी रीजनरेट हो गया ना? Okay, अभी कौन सा वर्जन है? एक मिनट।
12.55
12.5 है ना, वो बताना चाहिए। वो कोरिलेशन का प्रॉब्लम है इसमें, वो कोरिलेशन नहीं हो रहा है, वो ऑटोमेटिक कोरिलेशन, आपको मैनुअल कोरिलेशन करना पड़ेगा। वो ऑटोमेटिक कोरिलेशन जो है, it will try to do it with the attribute and it will fail.
तो क्या ये मीन्स वर्जन का प्रॉब्लम है क्या ये?
वर्जन का कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, वो आई नीड टू फिगर आउट व्हाई इट इज फेलिंग विद दैट। ओके एक मिनट, लेट मी डू दैट। रिकॉर्डिंग ऑप्शंस में जाके, ओके क्या करते हैं,
बट लेटेस्ट वर्जन अनस्टेबल है।
एक मिनट। सो रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन ही लगा है ना, EX लगा के देखते हैं क्या हो रहा है। ओके सो सेव करके अभी इसको कोरिलेट करते हैं, देखते हैं EX से कोरिलेट हो रहा है नहीं। ओके एट्रिप से ही हो रहा है, वही प्रॉब्लम है, ये एट्रिप काम नहीं कर रहा है करेक्टली, एंड बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज डूइंग विद एट्रिप। मेरे को ये फिगर आउट करना है, अभी तक तो फिगर आउट नहीं किया क्या हो रहा है, बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव 12.55। ओके लेकिन ये कोरिलेट ठीक से नहीं हो रहा है, आइदर मेमोरी वायलेशन एरर दे रहा है या इट इज गिविंग यू सम इश्यूज। सो लेट मी सी। ओके
तो ये क्या मतलब अनइंस्टॉल करके वो प्रीवियस वर्जन इंस्टॉल करें?
नहीं, इसके लिए नहीं, आई विल फिगर आउट एंड टेल यू व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन। अभी तो मैं एक पीस ऑफ कोड दूंगा, वो लगा दो, ठीक हो जाएगा। ये देख मेमोरी वायलेशन
एक्चुअली वो
मेमोरी वायलेशन आ रहा है। ओके सो ठीक से कोरिलेट हुए तो मेमोरी वायलेशन आ रहा है। ओके आई विल सेंड यू अ पीस ऑफ कोड। ओके just copy paste that piece of code for now, it will work. Okay बाद में I'll teach you manual correlation when you will understand how to correlate. Okay but meanwhile as well, okay meanwhile what I will do is I'll figure out वो क्यों fail हो रहा है, also I'll tell you. Okay but right now for the script to work I'll send you a piece of code. This is also automatic correlation but with the earlier versions. Okay ओके चैट विंडो में डाला था, वो कॉपी करके पेस्ट कर दो ना, wherever your automatic correlation is there, ये मेरा कॉपी करके उधर पेस्ट कर दो। नहीं उधर पेस्ट कर दो डायरेक्टली, नोटपैड में क्यों?
अच्छा
वो सेलेक्ट करके वो डिलीट कर दो, लाइन नंबर 7 से 17 तक डिलीट कर दो। या माजिद, वंडरफुल, आई होप यू आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट, या एंड पेस्ट इट।
ओके नाउ आई शुड रन।
नो अभी यूजर सेशन पैरामीटर नेम है ना, कॉपी कर लो पैरामीटर नेम यूजर सेशन,
ये
लाइन नंबर 1677 पे क्यों चले गए, उतना क्यों हुआ, कहां पर है हम? ओके
ओ ये पता, अच्छा ओके ये ना मतलब क्या हुआ कि पूरा कॉपी हो गया है वो एक्चुअली।
कंट्रोल Z कर दो,
कंट्रोल
ओके सो ओनली दैट मच। ओके नोटपैड से ले लो अभी, आई थिंक so much has got copied. Yeah I think I've sent the whole thing on the chat window. अभी यूजर सेशन एक बार कॉपी कर लो, लाइन नंबर 9 का डबल क्लिक करके कॉपी कर को, और नीचे आ जाओ।
कहाँ?
नीचे कीप कमिंग डाउन,
लॉगिन है।
हाँ लॉगिन पे उधर इधर लाइन नंबर 114 में वो कॉपी कर दो, जो भी आप कॉपी किया वो पेस्ट कर दो लाइन नंबर 14 में, नॉट देयर वेयर यू से वैल्यू, हाँ उधर, हाँ सेम ही है ना। अभी चलाओ ना, चलता है।
ब्रेसेस रहेंगे ना?
या ब्रेसेस रहना चाहिए, अभी चलाओ, चलेगा वो। वो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, मैं आज फिगर आउट करूंगा कि वो एट्रिप से क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. ओके, I'll come out with a solution for that. But अभी temporary ये solution लगा लो आप. Okay. Okay, अभी चलेगा, 100% चलेगा अभी.
हाँ.
Okay, so I'll come back to you as to why your automatic correlation is not working. Okay, मेरे को 1-2 दिन दीजिए. By Tuesday, I think I should have the answer for you. Okay.
ओके. एंड सर एक क्वेश्चन और था आज के सेशन से रिलेटेड कि वो LR स्टार्ट ट्रांजैक्शन एंड LR एंड ट्रांजैक्शन में हम जो भी वैल्यू यूज कर रहे हैं ना एज अ वैल्यू मतलब एट्रीब्यूट.
Arguments. Yeah.
हाँ, आर्ग्यूमेंट. तो वो मीन्स यू आर पुटिंग एनीथिंग ना, जो मतलब हमारे कमेंट में वो आप कुछ भी उसमें रख रहे हैं, राइट?
कुछ भी नहीं. Once which is related. लॉगिन है तो लॉगिन डाल रहा हूँ, लॉन्च बोले तो लॉन्च डाल रहा हूँ. I can give any name. कुमार भी दे सकता हूँ, लेकिन वो मीनिंग नहीं रहता है ना.
अच्छा. ओके. तो फिर वो मतलब अगर जैसे आप कुमार देते हैं तो फिर वो कहाँ पर जाके सर्च करेगा?
दे देगा. आपका अभी जो भी रिजल्ट्स देख रहे हैं उसको क्या पता चलेगा कुमार क्या है.
ओके, ठीक है.
मीनिंगफुल नेम तो लगाते ना. अभी बच्चा पैदा हुआ, चीचू बोल के लगा सकते हैं उसका नाम, लेकिन वो मीनिंग नहीं है ना. We give some meaningful names like Swati or Suti or something like that, na? Payal or something like that, so that there is a meaning to it.
बट अगर कमेंट में वही सेम नहीं दिया होगा तो वो वहीं पर तो जाएगा ना.
कमेंट में जो दिया हुआ है we give a meaningful comments ना. लॉगिन के लिए लॉगिन कमेंट देगा ऐसा. Okay, but in the next class you will see there are some naming standards for the transactions. There is a way we have to give the namings.
Okay.
So you will understand that later. Okay.
ठीक है. ओके, थैंक यू.
Okay, bye bye, take care.
बाय.